Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Rundown, where we talk about 2A news and conservative views. I will be your host today, Craig DeLuz, coming at you from the West Coast, the left coast, behind the Iron Curtain, otherwise known as the Sierras. But as we all know, I do not do this program by myself.
Nope, my name is Mike Piroworski, coming to you live from the East Coast. That's the coast with the most, with the co-host with the most here on The Rundown. 2A views, conservative news, and Craig, thank God it's Friday.
Friday, Friday. Doo-doo-doo. That's right, folks. It is Feedback Friday, where we take your feedback. We're actually paying attention. We're watching all of your comments. So do us a favor. Go ahead, man. Give us a shout out, or guy or gal, man or woman. Go ahead, give us a shout out. Let us know what's up.
It's us. We're here. We're watching. We're listening.
We are watching and we are paying attention. But Mike, there's not just that. Now, it's not just Feedback Friday, but we have a big announcement about SHOT Show, don't we?
Yes, it's Independence. Oh, that's a different announcement. Sorry. I thought we were going to celebrate Independence Day. We do. We have the official announcement for the Arms Room Radio, the Rundown, the Firearms Policy Coalition, the SHOT Show. Welcome to SHOT Show party on Monday, the 16th at the Hofbrau House.
Folks, this is going to be the party to be at. Now, we've done it the last 2 years. Well, not the last 2 years, but the last two times there's been a SHOT Show. We've held this event at the Hofbrau House, and each year it's gotten a little bit bigger and a little bit better. And now that we've brought on the Firearms Policy Coalition as a title sponsor, it's going to be even better. It's going to be up effing party, right?
Up in the his or we should say up in the house
up in the house. You're about up in the hizzle for shizzle. But folks, it's going to be a lot of fun. Look, if you are in Vegas during that, if you're on Vegas there Monday the 16th, you got to come by. At least come by, hang out with us, come say hello. I don't know. I haven't decided yet if we're going to be doing any broadcasting while we're there. But we used to do a thing when FPC was the sole sponsor of the party. We would do this thing called Booze with DeLuz instead of Coffee with Craig. Don't know if we'll be doing that. We may do that if we get enough of a request. But instead it'll be Booze with DeLuz and Mikey P.
We did some of those, Craig, and they went really well. And the surprise was how many we actually did at the end of the week when we went back and see what we really did that night. So.
Well, no, you were the only one that was surprised. So, folks, SHOT Show is a fun party. We have a good time, and we call it Booze with DeLuz. But here's what winds up happening. So we're sitting there and we're doing interviews. Mike and I are doing interviews. We're doing stuff on the radio, but we're also doing stuff on the video, on the the live stream. And people are bringing us drinks, right? And you can notice a progression as the night goes on. Well, let me clarify. You can notice a progression in me as the night goes on. Where I never hit full tilt, you could tell I was tilting a lot more near the end. Mike, on the other hand, being the media professional that he is, came across deadpan sober, or at least as deadpan sober as he ever really appears to be. But that's not the end of the story, is it, Mike?
But no, Craig, there's more. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. You tell her.
I'm going to let you tell it because I don't know how much you want me to reveal. So I'm going to go ahead and let you tell it.
Later in the week, people came up to us on Media Row and said, hey, are we going to do some interviews? They came up to us and I said, hey, are we going to do some interviews? And they're like, we already did them. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, you jokesters, you funny guys. And finally, after the third or fourth one of that, I said to Craig, man, are you in on this? Everybody says they already did interviews with us. And Craig's like, we did. And then he rolled the tape, and it was me standing there, apparently sober as a church mouse with two drunken dummies doing some shows. And I'm like, one, I have no recollection of any of this. Two, that's pretty good, though. That's pretty good show.
Mike is such the interview, the media professional that he goes literally just straight on autopilot, and he knows all the questions to ask. It's just totally on it. Anyway, that's the funny part. All that having been said, this is going to be a fun event. You guys are definitely going to want to be there.
Do you remember in the TV show WKRP when they were doing the drunk tests with the state trooper and they had Venus and Johnny Fever there? And the more alcohol they gave Venus, he went off the scales. And the more they gave Dr. Johnny Fever, his responses and his timing got better and faster. Evidently, that's you and me. That's
well. When I was, my last year in college, we did this fun without alcohol fair where you had to have a drink every 15 minutes. It was either you drank a beer, you drank a glass of wine, or you had a shot of hard liquor. It took 18 drinks for me to finally hit 0.08. But when I hit 20 drinks, I was down to 0.06. Of course, that's the metabolism of youth.
Yeah, there you go.
But God, I wish I still had that metabolism.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, let's get into the program now. We've wasted enough time chitty chatting, chit chatting. So let's go ahead and let's get started. And shout out to our sponsors. How about that?
Hitman Industries, hitmanindustries.net. If you got yourself an AR in the past 5 years, probably got one of their barrels and don't even know it. Now you can buy from them direct for your next build or to rebarrel your current rifle. That's hitmanindustries.net. California Republican Assembly, like Craig says, it's the adult part of the Republican Assembly there in California, fighting a good fight behind enemy lines. Now you can get involved in California's future today. If you want some awesome field gear, some tactical gear, some web gear, go over to see our friends at uscombatgear.com. And of course, if you're looking for the best in concealment holsters on the market, handmade, veteran owned, go over to hawgholsters.com. That's HAWG holsters.com, HAWG holsters.com, and use the discount code The Rundown. All caps, no spaces, one word, and get yourself a nice little discount.
Folks, these sponsors are the ones who bring us to you. And they do so in hopes that, we'll bring you to them. So do us a favor, do them a favor. In fact, do yourself a favor. Go ahead and visit their websites. The link is in the description of this program. So all you got to do is click on it. Check it out. I promise you will like what you see. Spend some money with them and make sure you tell them that the guys over at The Rundown sent you. Also, want to make sure you have liked, shared, and subscribed to the program. Tell your friends about us. Look, word of mouth is the only way conservatism can spread these days because, quite frankly, we know that the algorithms are against us. They don't want conservatism to be out there. They definitely don't want the Second Amendment to be promoted. So the best way in which to do it is for you guys to tell your friends about us. So do that. Do it now. All right, let's go ahead and let's move right along to our first topic of the day. Wow, Mike it seemed like he was slightly speechless there for a second, which is a rarity, but that's okay. Anyway, moving right along. For those of you who have not been, you may not know that there is a crisis at our southern border, that there are people who are entering our country illegally. They have not filed the appropriate paperwork. They are not going through the appropriate processes in order to enter into these United States. And lo and behold, our noble president has discovered this to be the case and says, "What is this that is taking place at our southern border? I must go and check it out." So the president has said this Sunday he will be going down to El Paso, Texas, to visit the border to see what's going on down there. And he says, in an attempt to, as I talk with the stakeholders there, both in El Paso and on the border, I will tell people what is going on and release that information to the public, because, nobody in the public knows what's going on at the southern border, so that I can get those mean, nasty, do-nothing Republicans to actually pass some policy, allow some policies to pass and get something done about it. But that did not stop him from announcing that he has some ideas of his own. In fact, Biden has announced a new program to curb illegal immigration that he's prepared and he's prepared to announce when he visits the border. Now, Mike, the interesting thing, and then they've kind of released some of the details about this new program. It looks a lot like the old Trump program.
It does, Craig. And the unfortunate part about this is evidently he went to Niagara Falls to discuss it. He said he was going to the border. So
Niagara Falls.
Now I guess he's going to be heading down south. We'll see how it goes. It's amazing that his new policies to stem the tide of immigration down there is it basically says MAGA on it. It's so Trumpian that nobody's going to be able to get around this one.
Well, I do believe that they did attempt to kind of like scratch off or file off the MAGA label. I like I told you that the debate I had with someone with one of my clients, and we were talking about it, and I'm like, they're like, well, we can't do that. We can't. I'm like, look, because they acted like there's no way we could stop or stem the tide of illegal immigration. And I said, yeah, we did it once before. It was called Trump policies. It was called Remain in Mexico. It was called a border wall. I mean, we had a policy. It was working. Y'all decided y'all didn't want to use it.
Just when I thought I was going to be able to buy a couple of those containers cheap on the market, now it looks like they might be keeping them to keep on the border wall. So I was going to use one as like a little spare garage out back, but no, now they want it. So
I'm actually surprised he's going. So he's going to El Paso, which the city. So I think he's going there because they've got a Democrat mayor, but this is a Democrat mayor that's also blown his hair back on this issue. I thought if he was going to go to the border, he would now go to Arizona, where there's a a Democrat now as governor, so that, they could cover it up and make him look halfway decent.
Yeah, like I said, I'll be surprised if he actually makes it to the South. Maybe I think he's going to end up in like Detroit or something like that, looking at the border with Canada. I don't think this guy knows what's going on.
It looks awfully cold for Mexico.
Well, it's what happens up here. It's what happens,
Yeah, no, this is, once again, and the thing is the mainstream media is eating this up. It's funny because the New York Times, and I wanted to use the New York Times for this story, but I'm not paying any money to get access to their stories. Nope. But it was like, Biden is cracking down on illegal immigration. I'm like, really? Yeah. At least, couldn't you have at least put in the word finally? Right?
Right.
Yep. At least give it some semblance of reality of what has actually been going on compared to what he's actually doing. But needless to say, New York Times totally in his pocket. So no, we get no such deference.
Yep. No sleep till Brooklyn. Really.
Right. Now, here's another one. Now, this is fun. Now, this is a couple of weeks old, but I felt like it was necessary for us to have a conversation about this. And it has to do with the safety net. So people are wondering, why is it that we have record low unemployment, but at the same time, not record low, it's nowhere near as low as it was under President Trump. But we have pretty low unemployment. At the same time, we have a gang of jobs that we cannot fill, right? So why is it that people are not filling these jobs? Well, we now know why, in particular in blue states. And this has to do with the fact that in several blue states, there are six-figure blue state safety nets that are driving Americans out of work. Now think about it, Mike. If you can earn six figures and not go to work, or even if you could earn, well, let me ask you this, Mike. What percentage of what you earn now would it be worth it for you to just say, yeah, no, I don't think I'm gonna go to work? What percentage of what you make right now?
Craig, I would consider staying home for a six-figure salary if there was a decimal point behind two of them. Okay, just give me a reason. Just give me a reason, and not have to deal with people anymore. And I'll take it. All right. I do want to say, you said the record low unemployment under President Trump. Let's be sure to clarify that occurred during the swamp pressured COVID send home that was supposed to be 2 weeks to flatten the curve and ended up being almost 2
Oh, no.
years.
I didn't say record unemployment as in high. I mean, during his administration before COVID, it was record low. I mean, everybody who wanted to work was working.
That's right. Exactly right. Everybody had a job. Everybody had a job. And they were good jobs, not this substitute minimum wage stuff that the president's pushing on people now. And the reason we have such high job numbers right now, Craig, is because people that were working one job before are now working 2 and 3 jobs to make the same money they made before.
So true. So true. Don't know what to tell you, but so true. So true. But Mike, the other thing though that you want to make sure to talk about is oh wait, where are we at here? Oh, there we go. Okay.
Shot Show 2023.
Well, but no, the thing was that once again, not only did we have record low unemployment, but for the first time in like 50, 60 years, you actually saw household income go up, right? You saw people make, not only were people working more, but they were making more under Donald Trump.
Yep, making more, and if you recall, it was the lowest minority unemployment numbers since they'd been tracked, and that goes back well over 50 years.
Right.
So you had, like I said, everybody. It was like Oprah's studio audience. Everybody gets a job. Here's a job for you. Here's a job for you. Here's a job. Everybody had jobs.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that the mainstream media is not willing to report on that. They first of all, they never ever gave him credit for any of that. They always, what I love is how they like to say, "Oh, well, that was because of Barack Obama." I'm like, no. That had nothing to do with Barack Obama. Absolutely,
in fact, I believe
positively nothing to do with Barack Obama.
I believe Barack Obama said that there's no magic wand that can give all these people jobs again.
Oh yeah, no. His response was, "This is the new normal." You remember that one? The new normal?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I remember it was his statement during when Trump was running against Hillary Clinton, and they asked him about bringing employment numbers back, and he said, "There's no magic wand that can bring back manufacturing and give all these people jobs." Well, guess what? Donald Trump went like this. He went, "Here's a job for you, ping. Here's a job for you, ping, ping, ping."
Yeah, but once again, he
went to Mexico and said, "Yeah, here's the deal. Listen, if you want to move your companies to Mexico, that's fine. I'm going to lay tariffs on you, so you're going to have to pay more for them to produce in the country, and you could pay those people less wages. You're going to be making more, so we're going to take some of that back in taxes and give it back to the people's jobs you stole. How about that? How about them apples, huh? You like apples? How about them apples?"
Well, see, now there you go. You're making too much sense, Mike. Making too much sense. But hey, but you know what? Here's another realism that Joe Biden has come up with, and that has to do with the economy. Now, we've all seen the numbers, and everyone knows, and every economist worth his salt in any particular way has said that there's going to be we are now in danger of a major recession. Now, we've already seen a recession at least twice. We've already been in recession because we've seen two quarters in a row of negative growth is considered a recession. So we're already in a recession because we've already seen two quarters of negative growth. And the saddest part is that they tried to then change the definition of what a recession is. Well, now the president has somehow woken up, probably from his nap, and decided, well, we're about to face a plateau. That's right. We're now facing now, in other words, he's admitting that, okay, things aren't as good as I pretended as I wanted to pretend that they are. But hey, you know what? They're going to get better because we're hitting a plateau. But Mike, we all know that ain't so, right? An economic downturn is not a plateau. It's called a recession.
Hey, let's give it up for the president's domestic policy advisors for coming up with new terminology here. This is really a speechwriter's kind of paycheck when they come up with this stuff. We're not looking to halt the inflation. We're approaching a new plateau, right? Yeah, we're not going to cease the problem with our economy that is causing everybody to spend thousands and thousands of dollars more for basic necessities. We're going to have a new plateau, and that's going to level things off. Folks, it didn't say we're going to see an incline on the other side of this plateau, did they? It said we're going to have a new plateau. We're going to try and halt the inflation here at this level. It's a new plateau. Isn't that amazing, Craig? How you just got to wordsmith it just right. It's amazing what they can do.
Well, exactly. Just it's called wordsmithing. It's called no, you know what it is? It's called making shit up.
Oh.
I'm sorry, but there's no other real way to put it, because that's exactly what they're doing. They're just making stuff up. They're lying. They are flat out lying. I mean, consider this. Consider you just had literally just this week the head of Homeland Security step up and say, "Oh no, our borders are not open. Our borders are not open. We are enforcing our immigration laws." In the meantime, Fox News is showing people lined up, the infrared things of people lined up there at the southern border, crossing into our country. And I'm like, what the? I'm sorry.
Craig, their policy is it's like if traffic cops were throwing speeding tickets as people as they passed them by. Here you go. Don't forget this. Don't forget this.
Right.
Forget this. I know you're coming in the border. Here's your ticket.
By the way, our good friend Billy has chimed in. He says, "How about them apples?"
Hey, you like apples? How about them apples?
How you like them apples?
That's it.
That's my favorite line from that movie.
It's a good
Good Will Hunting. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Or don't. You can't go see it. Got to rent it.
I mean, you could go somewhere and see it. I could go over to Craig's house and see it. Go to Craig's house.
Yeah, you could. Good luck with that. Anyway, but yeah, no. So Biden, yeah, no, he is completely and utterly off his arc. And by the way, the media is playing right into it. They're going to make it seem like he's like, oh, we have a crisis and I'm going to address it. Same way with the thing at the border. Oh, look, we have a crisis. I'm going to address it. No, we've had a crisis since you took office and you have ignored it, or you've slept through it. I don't know which it is. One of the two. But you haven't been addressing it. And that's why people are mad and they are angry with you. And don't act like all of a sudden now this is all something new just because the mainstream media decided they're finally going to report on it.
I'm super surprised you didn't come out and say something like, when I'm president, I'm going to do something about this. I mean, that's how far this guy's brain has gone.
That would be pretty much something he would do, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, F that guy.
And everybody that looks like him.
And everybody that looks like that guy. All right, and finally, we have a New Jersey newspaper who is referred to the Second Amendment as a curse. Now, they referred to it as a curse, and here I'll let you see the front page of the article. This is another publication that I refuse to give them any of my money, so I can't necessarily log in and see the full story. But once again, they called it a curse. But luckily, Fox News actually did do kind of a breakdown of the story and let us know a little bit about what they're talking about and some of the stuff that's going on there. And what they're saying is that, well, we're trying to pass these gun control laws, and it's a curse that we have this Second Amendment thing, this right to keep and bear arms, this fundamental right to self-defense that keeps us from making victims out of people and passing laws that don't keep people safe, but will, make us feel good and, increase the number of potential victims. Anyway, go ahead, Mike.
This is just a piece of garbage from some hack. It's amazing what you could put out under an editorial headline and say this is it. To call it a fetish is what is? Are we saying that our our founding fathers now were just deviants. They were perverts. Is that what we're saying now? That we're gonna disrespect everybody that brought us here today, brought us to the point where these crackpots in New Jersey can create these birdcage liner style newspapers and say that the Second Amendment is a fetish. That's more hooey than I've seen since we saw Biden's last speech.
Well, and it what gets me is that they push this idea that, once again, the main reason why it's a curse is because it gets in the way. The lawsuits get in the way of allowing them to institute the sort of gun control that they've been able to institute in countries like Canada, where, the socialist communist country of Canada that it has turned into, that confiscates the bank accounts and property of people that disagree with the government. Yeah, because we won't pass laws like them. That's who they want us to be like. 'Cause in case y'all don't know, that's exactly what happened in Canada. Just ask a bunch of truckers. But
exactly right. Right.
But I'm like, they're mad because we won't pass. Which, by the way, they didn't talk about the efficacy of those laws, whether or not they actually work, because they don't. We know they don't, because all the data shows that they don't. They're not interested in keeping people safe. It's not a curse because it's not a curse because it won't allow them to pass laws to keep people safe. It's a curse because it won't allow them to take your rights away from you. So it's a curse on them. So I curse you.
I curse thee.
I curse thee.
Craig, do you still have that?
Boogity.
That's it. Boogity. Do you still have that Fox headline? If you could bring that back up, I've actually got something I think I can help you out in California there and help all those Californians. You could bring that one back up. Take a look at it. Okay, there on the right. It says deadly bomb cyclone washes away popular California beach. Now, California, I just want to point out that bombs are illegal in California. So if you go to the beach and put up a sign that says deadly bomb cyclone free zone, your beaches will be okay.
You know what? Maybe here's another idea. Maybe in some of these areas that's flooding, we should put in flood free zone.
You should do it. Make sure though you face the signs towards the floods that are coming. Otherwise, they could say, "I never saw it." Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, Mike is always on it. He has plans that will help us to be able to solve all the problems of the world. By the way, Billy once again has chimed in. He said Dementia Joe knows all.
Dementia Joe, exactly.
That's right. A new one. Yep. I've never heard that one before. Dementia Joe. I like it.
I like Dementia Joe.
Billy, thumbs up.
I think that comes with raisins too. Let me get some Dementia Joe with the raisins.
Comes with Raisinets.
Yeah. You just hope they're Raisinets.
Okay, moving right along. Oh, it's about that time, Mikey. It's Parting Shots, brought to us by Hog Holsters. All you got to do is go to hogholsters.com. Find the holster that you like with the setup that you have. Trust me, if they don't have it, they'll get it. But make sure you go there.
They'll make it.
Yeah, they'll make it for you. Seriously.
Yeah.
Go there, buy your holster, and use the discount code, The Rundown. All caps, one word. Do it today.
Do it now.
Do it right now. Do it right now. Okay.
Right now.
So today is the 2-year anniversary of the January 6th, as they would call it, insurrection, as I would call it, scuffle at the Capitol.
You mean the free tour at the Capitol Day, the tourism?
For
day.
some, it was a free tour at the Capitol. Much like these, at least that's what these folks right here thought. Folks are obsessed with these Trump protesters who broke windows to get into the building, but then stayed inside the red ropes.
Look at that. That should tell you everything right there. That picture should tell you everything about what happened in the Capitol and the respect these people had for the rule of law.
I mean, just so y'all know, this is not what an insurrection looks like. It really isn't. I mean, normally you would see a lot different stuff, but I'm like, you look at this and you're like, okay, there appears to be something missing here. Where's the pandemonium? Where's the vibe? I mean, once again, and I'm not saying that there was not, I'm not sitting here telling you that there was not violence that day. I'm just saying that a huge percentage of the people who were there were not there to engage in violence.
There's no cats and dogs living together in that photo.
No. See, now a real insurrection looks a little bit more like this. We're storming the Capitol, honey. It's a revolution.
Revolution. We're going to the Capitol.
Now that's what a real insurrection looks like. Although probably people are usually clothed and armed, he appears to be naked and unarmed. Appropriate assessment?
Yeah, he was definitely not packing a lot when he went to the Capitol.
He was definitely not packing a lot. Definitely not packing a lot. But
cold up there.
now there are a lot of people who see what happened on January 6th a little bit more like this.
Yeah, that's it. Oh my God. Never forget. Never forget.
Never forget. Now, mind you, I will be the first to say it was worse than this. But in the context of if when you compare it to, let's say the George Floyd riots, when you compare it to the riots that took place when Donald Trump got elected, and that's right, there are many people who still to this day deny that any riots took place when Donald Trump got elected. But no, there were riots, right? And so because there were riots when Donald Trump first got elected, you should have known that there would be some riots or potential riots there at the Capitol afterwards. If so, they might have instituted some security measures that were a little bit more than this.
There you go. They breached the Capitol. Oh, they got through our Cheetos.
Folks, they literally, and by the way, there is evidence, and I think when the Republicans, if they ever do finally take over the House, and they do their hearings, you're going to find, and when all this stuff gets released from the January 6th committee, you're going to see information. You're going to see photos, images, videos of people of some of the Capitol security just letting people walk into the building. Literally, you're going to see that. You're going to see and you're going to get memos and information from the president basically saying, yeah, no, they were authorized to have some, National Guardsmen. I authorized 20,000 National Guardsmen. They chose not to use them. You're going to see internal communications basically from Nancy Pelosi's office saying, no, we don't want them. But no one saw any of that. None of that made it to the forefront. And then there's going to be a lot of confusion. For example, the storming of the Capitol was just a no-knock raid on the feds. Okay, I don't know that I agree with that one, but it is funny nonetheless.
That's a good one.
That's a good. I don't agree with it, but it's funny. And Mike, well, we're about that time. Look, it's almost time to go. But before we do, we need to give a shout out to our sponsors.
Let's say hey to our good friends at hitmanindustries.net. Hitmanindustries.net. Rifle and pistol caliber barrels, rifle and pistol lengths available. Make sure you get over there and get what you need today. The California Republican Assembly, fighting a good fight behind enemy lines. You can be involved in California's future today. Just get your butt over there and see what you can do to help out. You want some awesome field gear, tactical gear, outdoor gear, web gear, hiking gear, paintball gear, whatever you want. Go over there to uscombatgear.com and they'll be sure to take care of you.
All right, folks, once again, these are our sponsors. They bring us to you so that we can bring you to them. Visit them. Follow the links in the description of this program. Make sure you tell them that the guys over at the Rundown sent you. And Mike, as I understand it, some of our sponsors, including some of our former sponsors, as well as some other sponsors, some other folks, are going to be with us there at the SHOT Show Party 2023. You can look there on the flyer. You can see Hitman Industries. You can see Hog Holsters is on there. We've also got some other folks over at Next Level Training. These are guys that you want to hang out with. They are some very, very cool folks. We got T6 Firearms.
Yep.
Hofbrauhaus Las Vegas is. Oh, that's at Hofbrau. Now, are they
That's it.
sponsoring, or are they just that's just where it is?
No, it says it's a effing party at Hofbrauhaus.
It's an effing party at Hofbrauhaus. There you go. And don't forget the folks at Gun Tech USA. Oh, I almost forgot. Lion Arms. Yes, it's going to be so sweet to have them there. Those are some of the coolest dudes. You were going to love to hanging out with those guys. In any case, folks, what?
Below Lion Arms there's Boundary Oak Distillery. Now,
oh, I didn't even see that. Oh, are they sending some of their goods?
Well, they sent some here to the studio, and I might have been sampling it while coming up with this flyer.
Yeah, well, that doesn't help me at all.
I told you about it.
Yeah, no, that doesn't help me at all, Mike. That doesn't help me at all.
I'll bring you some. I'll tell you what, Craig. I'll tell you what. I'll see you on the Sunday before SHOT Show, and I'll bring you some fresh kidney filtered bourbon.
No, thank you. You lost me at kidney filtered.
That's right.
Anyway, folks, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you. We appreciate you liking and sharing the program and telling your friends about us. Do us a favor. Once again, make sure if you are going to be in Vegas, if you can be in Vegas, come by and hang out with us. If not, let your friends know. Come on through. Tell them come hang out, take a selfie, have a beer on us. Anyway, with that, we're going to call it a day. We're going to call it a week because it is the weekend officially. Well, it's been officially. Well, unofficially, it's been the weekend, but now it is officially the weekend. In any case, thank you so much for tuning in, liking, sharing the program, encouraging your friends to do the same. We'll see you on Monday. Fun day. Gun day. Holla.
Peace.